be sharing with you in this video how to stop recreating old versions of yourself and shift your identity as a result of this so that you can actually live into that version of yourself that you fully commit to, that you actually want to be, not the person that you feel like you have to be, because like maybe there's a sort of like this obligation, some sort of part of you that feels like you need to do it, versus a genuine want, a genuine desire. So we're gonna talk about in this video how to navigate this so that when this sort of, you could say, negative emotion comes up, or guilt or shame or some part of you where it feels like you're, for whatever reason, not fully committing to this person that you want to be, you can see it coming, not be surprised, and then navigate it quicker. Because the truth is that if we see this stuff coming, I think that it's easier to navigate, to shift into who we want to be. And so the first thing that I want to share with you in this video, in terms of how to do this, is first of all, I really believe that it's about 100% commitment to the new identity. 100% commitment. So not half commitment or 60%, or like you're half in and then maybe the next day you're not committed. And it's like, I'm not saying that you're not going to be fearful sometimes, you're not going to be worried sometimes, but there has to be commitment. There has to be almost like a internal decision, just a full internal decision to say that, you know what, I might be scared sometimes, I might be not scared sometimes, I might feel more motivated sometimes than other times, I might feel better other times. There might be some times where like I feel a little bit better, and then there might be other times where it's like you feel a little bit worse and you don't really feel like it. But you want to be like committed through these ups and downs, and that's an internal decision where it has to happen within yourself, where you know 100% that you are going to become who you say you're going to become. If you absolutely know, 100% absolutely know within yourself that you're going to become who it is that you say you're going to become, and you have 100% commitment, and you know that you're a person of integrity that is going to follow through with who you say you want to be, then what happens is that you expect resistance to come up. You expect life to challenge you. You expect that things won't go 100% to plan. Like, haven't you ever noticed that things just don't go 100% to plan? That when you have a plan, it's like sometimes it just, something always goes wrong. And it's like, it's not to be cynical, it's not to be negative, it's just like, haven't you ever noticed that? Like, wouldn't it just be so much easier to say like, okay, if you're gonna commit to goals anyway, and you're gonna make decisions anyway, and you're gonna be committed anyway, why not make it less of a surprise when things come up, and to understand that they do come up and they will come up, and to navigate that easier. So first of all, understand that all of this begins, in my personal experience, with a commitment to a new identity. So once this internal decision happens, the second step to this process is really a concept that I found to be very powerful in my life, which is really one of the most powerful concepts that I've ever come across when it comes to shifting into a new person, shifting into some new identity, which is for me a concept called the ego backlash. And so this concept for me is really powerful because what it's basically saying is that there's going to be a pull. There's going to be negativity, right? There's going to be the old part of you could say, for lack of better words, or some type of pull to go. That's going to happen. So then rather than being blindsided by this, you sort of expect it to happen, and then it's easier to move through your life. It's easier to shift. You're going to be able to make shifts faster than another person in the bigger picture, in the long term, as contradictory as that sounds, because while one person's trying to make quick changes, you're going to make slow changes, but then 3 weeks goes by while that person's making slow changes. In 3 weeks, you've improved just a little bit. And then 6 weeks goes by and you've improved just a little bit more. And then that person's still trying to get results quickly, and they go backwards, and they go forwards, and they go backwards again. And it's like that cycle usually happens when people don't see coming the ego backlash. So all of this chaos, all of this negativity, and then the guilt, and then the shame, this entire chaos of the ego orchestrates all of this chaos, right? How do you avoid all of this? You just see coming that there's going to be some part of you that tries to come back. You might think like, oh, you have imposter syndrome. Like maybe I don't feel like I can be this new role, because you got to realize life is just acting into roles. That's all life is really about. It's just we're acting into roles. You're committing to a role, you're committing to an identity, and then it's your ability to be willing to just act into it. You might not always feel like it. It might not always be 100% aligned with your feelings, but yet if you have the willingness to simply act into it, by the time you act into it, any feelings of doubt will be transmuted into action, into simply action. Negativity and resistance and imposter syndrome and ego backlash, all these things can just be replaced with action. Action. What is the word action? Action, it has the word act in it. It has literally the word act inside of the word, because it's proving that you need to act into the role that you decide for yourself, the decision that you made, that commitment that you make to be who you want to be. You act into it through willingness, not based on how you feel, not based on your mood that day, but your commitment to the decision that you made. And this is really what identity shifting is about, is making a decision to be who you say you are going to be. Becoming a person of integrity where you align your actions with the person that you said you were going to be. And the last thing that I want to share with you in this video is to say that, when this old stuff comes up, you could say, for lack of better words, there should be zero judgment of whatever comes up. You can't see it as bad or blame yourself, or blame the emotions that you're feeling, or even worse, take those emotions and blame the outside world for something that you're feeling, right? This all can happen when the ego blows the situation out of proportion. That's what the ego likes to do. It makes everything personal. It's about me, me, my problems. Everybody should care, victim. So what happens is that when you don't judge the resistance or that pull, you see like, okay, it's okay. You're able to get out of it faster. See, the more, in my experience, it's like, wait a second, I had to see that like, the more that I resist who I used to be, the longer that I recreate it for myself. The longer that I stay there. But then if you actually accept it, it gives you more spaciousness and awareness and consciousness to say like, you know what? Now I can make a choice to not believe in it. Not believe in it. It comes up, but there's no belief in it anymore. You don't need to believe in it, right? You don't have to believe in the negative emotion. You don't have to believe in it, right? It can come up, but if there's a belief in it, then your actions will align with the beliefs that you got lost in the negative emotion. But if you can take a negative emotion and act against it, it's almost like of course you build confidence, because imagine that every single time a negative emotion comes up, you act against it and you take action towards who you want to be. And then you do that again. And then you do that again, and then over and over and over. You do that every single day for multiple days, years. You deserve confidence at that point, because you're taking negative emotions and you're conquering them through your action and your willingness to prove to yourself that you are greater than your emotions. You are greater than your feelings, right? You're greater than how you feel. Prove to yourself over and over and over that how you feel doesn't matter and you can act against it. You will become more confident simply through building self-trust. Self-trust comes through time, action consistently over time, proving to yourself over and over and over that you can be who you say you are. Be who you say you are, and then do it again and again. And then this creates sort of a momentum where now what at the beginning felt like, why am I doing this? Like, should I really be doing this? It's like imposter syndrome. Like, can I really be doing this? But then you just act anyway. You just do it. Now it becomes, it's like, well, now you don't even feel like stopping. Whereas at the beginning, you didn't even want to do it. Now you're like, well, now I don't really want to stop at all, because there's so much momentum and so much ease and flow with the actions that you're taking. And the reason why there's so much ease and so much flow is because you've built enough self-trust to act into the commitments that you choose rather than how you feel. When you commit and act rather than believing in feelings that change every single day and every single moment, you start to create a bigger picture identity for yourself that you actually believe in, and then your vision starts to create itself into reality, and you become that person because you believe that you have the capacity and the willingness to act into who you decide to